Knock, knock. Who's there? It is I, your host, Milena. And you're still listening to the English Made Simple show. I ain't going anywhere. I'm back. And this is episode number 276, number 276, número 276. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, amigos y amigas. This is still your host, Milena, speaking. You're tuning in to the English Made Simple show. You can learn more about the EMS show and what it is all about when you visit englishmadesimple.net. And while you're there, you can find a huge repertoire of the EMS episodes as well as useful resources to help you accelerate your English learning. Thank you, everyone, for joining me in today's episode. May I just say that before we begin, a huge thanks to a couple of amazing listeners. These listeners sent me messages on Instagram and sent me emails asking to hear more episodes on this show. And we're basically asking, where are you, Milena? Where the heck have you been? So a special hello and a huge thanks to Eric Bertello. I think I pronounced that correctly. Eric from France. He's a new fan of the show who's listened to all of the episodes now and he's really been enjoying them all. Thanks again, Eric, for taking the time to email me and let me know how much you've enjoyed the show. And then a second listener who reached out on Instagram, Jaime Eduardo Olivares, sent me a greeting on Instagram saying that he's been listening 10 episodes a day. He particularly liked the character that I had on the show called Weon Inteligente. If you remember Weon Inteligente, he appeared a few times. Should I bring Weon Inteligente back? He's busy now saving the world and killing monsters and dragons. But I'll have a chat to him later after the show and see if he's willing to come back. Well, thanks again for tuning in and welcome back, everybody. So I've taken some time off podcasting and I've taken some time to regroup and make some improvements to the show so I can take the EMS show to the next level. As you know, this year has been a bit of a roller coaster, a bit of a yo-yo, lots of ups and downs. Do you know what a yo-yo is? I don't know why I mentioned that. It's that little round toy from the 80s, 1980s, that has a piece of string coming out of it where you put your finger through that and then you swing that thing, pretending to throw it. When you swing the ball, the string retracts back into the compartment and then it doesn't fall, it comes out. It's just a toy, okay? It's just a toy. So it's a yo-yo toy and it was huge in the 80s and 90s. Whatever happened to yo-yos, I have no idea. It wasn't just for the kids. I think there was a lot of adults using it too. Why did we use this? What was that for? I think for stress management. I can't remember exactly. Well, this is not important. So I'm not going to talk about yo-yo anymore. Let's get back to the show. I've taken some time off to plan my next lot of episodes for you, amigos y amigas. I wanted to create a new segment for the show. So after much thinking and ruminating, going back and forth on the plan for EMS, especially on what I should call this new segment of the show, I wanted to introduce a new segment. I've decided to bring back an old segment that I used to run before in the EMS show. Drum roll, please. I'm going to insert a drum roll here. So I'm bringing back the segment called Short and Sweet. So that's coming back. Short and Sweet segment. Now, if you've been following me for a while now, you'll know that I used to publish 2 episodes a week. One of the segments I had was called the Short and Sweet episodes. Now, the Short and Sweet episodes, as the name suggests, are short and to the point. So that's the idea of these types of episodes. The word sweet, in this case, would indicate something simple or uncomplicated. So short and sweet is actually an expression in the English language. So it does exist. I didn't make that up. Short and sweet. And it's used to describe an activity or an experience. Here are some examples of where you could use this phrase for yourself if you like. And I challenge you to do it. Let's say you had a meeting at work that you expected to last, let's say, an hour. You know how these meetings are at work. They can go on forever. However, this time, surprisingly, that meeting only lasted 10 minutes. So you can say, wow, this meeting was really short and sweet. So we were able to have a quick meeting and also get stuff done. For example, make important decisions in such a short amount of time. So go ahead, use this phrase for today onwards. What would be another time you could use the phrase short and sweet? Short and sweet. You can use it for, I don't know, if you're reading a book, articles or some sort of reports. For example, I'll give you another example. You can say, thank you for submitting the report. I've read it. It was short and sweet. The report was short and to the point. I'll now give you a challenge, guys. So you've got some homework to do now. Think of it as a short and sweet challenge. So I'm giving you a short and sweet challenge. Try to think of one more example when you could use this phrase, short and sweet. That's your homework, short and sweet. Okay? Yes, you will have homework. You thought you could get away from doing any homework. No chance. All right, so I'll leave you to it. Think of some examples of when you can use short and sweet phrase, how you can use it in a sentence. But now let's get back to today's episode and this new segment, short and sweet. So what is the new segment going to be about and what is its objective? The short and sweet segment is really a short format audio, so bite-sized podcast episodes that are perfect for your daily commutes when you're traveling, going to work, driving to work, or for your workouts when you're exercising, or when you're going out for runs, when you're doing your daily run. Each episode teaches you a new English word, a phrase, like short and sweet, like we just did, or a particular pronunciation. It could be a word and its pronunciation. As you know, you don't need to be totally fluent to listen to this podcast. Most of you who are listening are, at an intermediate level, like B1 or B2 level. The episodes are short and sweet, so that's what you're going to expect to hear. That will be about 5 to 10 minutes of listening per episode, and then each episode will focus on a single topic with an aim to teach you some new words through conversation or with my impressions of a dialogue between my imaginary friends, for example. The idea here with the short and sweet segment is that you throw away your phrase book and you just tune into this show and learn some new phrases. And you will learn simple phrases for every situation, real life situations. So these are the phrases that I would hear as I'm walking around the city of Adelaide here in Australia. I'll hear people say these phrases and then I'll teach them to you guys. And guess what? The phrase short and sweet is something people use daily. Yes, people use that. Normal people use this every day. So I didn't really invent this phrase. It does exist in the English language. People do use it. And don't be shy to use the phrase short and sweet. Don't be shy to use it yourself. As they are short and sweet episodes, I'll be releasing them twice per week until the end of the year. Yes, you heard it correctly. 2 shows a week. So I'll be releasing 2 episodes a week until the end of the year. So that's a lot to catch up because I've been away for a couple of months. That's it for today, amigos y amigas. Today's episode was just to introduce you to this new segment. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands regularly. Drink plenty of water and be kind to one another. We're still living in crazy times. Thanks for listening and thanks for tuning in today's episode. You're always welcome to visit EnglishMadeSimple.net and find some resources on there to help you improve your English. It's been a pleasure and I hope you've learned something new today. The short and sweet, for example, the phrase. If something wasn't clear, be sure to send me an email or send me a message on Facebook and Instagram. You've been jamming with Milena from English Made Simple. Until next time, hasta la próxima.